Sawadee krap, I'm JP Mestanza, and it's Monday, June 17th. You're watching Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. The National Ombudsman, Songsak Saichua, is ordering Phuket officials to speed up and resolve the issue of land ownership or real estate by disguised agents of foreigners. Via teleconference broadcast from Surin Provincial Hall, the National Ombudsman stated that the national economy would be greatly affected by the issue of foreigners holding ownership of land through a company by using nominees. The teleconference included officials from Phuket, Surin, Krabi, Phenya, and Prachuap Khiri Khan provinces. The problem, he says, is so rife in the south, especially in Phuket and Koh Samui, that it could have wide economic and social implications in Thailand. The order from Ombudsman Songsak follows an intensive crackdown by officials on foreigners setting companies using Thai nominees as shareholders or in positions of management. The most recent raid saw 98 foreigners, mostly Russian nationals, among 231 suspects arrested in raids that saw assets worth over 1.5 billion baht seized right here in Phuket. He stated, quote, "The problem of foreigners owning or possessing land or real estate through disguised agents or nominees is intensifying and becoming very common. This issue is particularly prevalent in tourist and agricultural areas, with significant involvement by investors from China, Russia, India, Pakistan, and Myanmar. The current laws are outdated and ineffective in addressing this issue. If not resolved quickly, it will cause serious damage to the country." Regarding the outdated laws, Ombudsman Songsak stated that there will be recommendations to urgently amend the relevant laws, including a proposal to draft the central law specifically addressing camouflage agents and transactions, which is currently not on the books. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. 4 suspects identified by police as young people were brought in for questioning over in Talang police station over a knife attack on a rival teenager that began in the eastern outskirts of Phuket town and then ended up in an ambush about 15 kilometers away at the Heroines Monument. The whole incident began on Thursday night, according to Talang police, who say it all started when a resident of Chengtalay, identified as Natakon Kantapon, reported he went to sit at Sapan Hin Gymnasium in Phuket town with friends when he saw a rival waiting for him. Natakon called a friend to pick him up and had a friend bring a motorbike, which was handed over to him in Phuket town by the Limelight shopping mall. Later, he was riding northbound on Tekasatri Road when he and his friends reached the monument and encountered the rival group of about 6 to 8 people, allegedly waiting to ambush them on motorbikes. A knife was used to slash Natakon, though his group managed to flee, and CCTV from the monument shows the ambush, with assailants seen driving around the monument in the wrong direction to ram and attack the others. This took place shortly before 11 p.m. However, in separate CCTV at another location that was not disclosed by authorities and took place at about 9:12 p.m. the same night, it shows a collision between motorbikes near a shop and other bikes speeding through in succession. The collision, which appeared to be near head-on, resulted in a shouting match between 2 groups. Natakon suffered minor abrasions from hitting the ground in the collisions, according to police. While 4 of the alleged suspects were brought in for questioning, Talang police so far have not confirmed any charges over the incident. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Officials can now look for a contractor to begin work on the development of a public park set to be built on the site of the old Phuket Provincial Prison on Damrong Road in Phuket town, as officials gave the green light for an initial budget of 169.5 million baht. The highest elected official on the island, Rewat Arirop, in his capacity as president of the Phuket Provincial Administration Organization, known locally as the Obojo, explained during a meeting of the Obojo last Thursday that the council approved the budget requested to enable the construction and development at a variety of locations across the island, one of which was the big 169.6 million baht budget of a public park at the 33 Rai site of the old Phuket Provincial Prison in Phuket town. The project, which aims to transform the site into an eco-tourist attraction, is also slated to become the, quote, lungs of Phuket town, complete with exercise space within the outdoor area. The project would also call for the construction of a car park, which would accommodate 300 vehicles. The budget approval now means that the project will move on to the tender stage, with contractors sought to carry out the construction process. Plans for the public park at the site began back in November 2022 after the walls of the old prison were demolished, A year and a half earlier, all of the inmates had been transferred to the new prison in Bangbangjo. However, the public park wasn't the only project that was funded by the Obojo on Thursday, as 8 other works were also given the green light for funding to a total of 153 million baht. These include 42 million baht to build a rehabilitation center for athletes and residents in Phuket town, 34.5 million baht for flood prevention measures at the Chalong Bay tourist port and its connecting water transportation system, 34 million baht to develop a kidney dialysis center at Ban Manek Tambon Health Promotion Hospital in Talang, 12 million baht for road surfacing and maintenance works on connecting roads of Chao Pha East Road to Chao Pha West Road, 11.9 million baht for construction of a multi-purpose dome building at Ban Mai Riap School, 9.7 million baht to repair and develop the roof of Surin Beach Stadium, 5 million baht for constructing electric charging points for electric vehicles as well as EV buses, and just under 2 million baht to improve the ethics-centered building at Charoen Samnakit Temple. For more, visit thephuket.news.com.
Just before you break a bone.
Don't miss Architect and Hotel X 27 to 30 June. A female Thai national who had fled from the clutches of Songkhla authorities after she had been wanted on 5 separate arrest warrants for opening bank accounts used by at least one call center scam gang, she was finally picked up here on the island in Sri Surin and sent back. Police from the Central Investigation Bureau, the CIB, tracked down the woman, identified only as 40-year-old Miss Kanraya, and arrested her in Sri Surin at a location which they also neglected to mention. 5 arrest warrants had been out on Miss Kanraya from as far back as December 2022. The charges stem from her allegedly using her bank account to receive money transfers from an alleged call center scam gang. The gang had allegedly obtained the money by defrauding the public in various ways, including claiming to be a Chiang Rai police officer, deceiving victims into transferring funds for verification, fraudulently selling products that were non-existent, and tricking people into selling products online, according to authorities. After her arrest in Phuket, Kanranya was handed over to officers from Chana Police Station in Songkhla Province, where she denied all charges against her. She told police that back in February 2023, she was paid 1,500 baht to open an account for a Chinese guide here in Phuket and had allegedly opened several accounts, but was unable to contact the guide again. The CIB warned people to refuse offers to open a bank account for others to use, and doing so could see them punished with imprisonment up to 3 years and or a fine of up to 300,000 baht. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. A training workshop for lifeguards in Phuket took place over this past weekend under the eye of the Ministry of Tourism and the Sports Office. And all the while that was taking place, a 63-year-old Russian man drowned at Surin Beach on Saturday afternoon. The Russian man, according to Chungtale police, had allegedly ignored the red no swimming flag at Surin Beach on Saturday afternoon when he entered the water shortly before 3 p.m. He came to the beach alone and after entering the water had become exhausted and succumbed to the waves, according to authorities. He was unconscious and unresponsive when he was brought back to shore by lifeguards and was pronounced dead at the Lang Hospital. The Phuket News is withholding the man's name until his family have been notified. This came on the last day of a multi-day training session by the Ministry of Tourism and Sports, dubbed Generation 1 Project, held at the beachfront area of Srinath National Park at Nayang in the north of the island. The workshops involved training for lifeguards from both the public and private sectors, aimed at developing and increasing the potential of personnel involved in tourism to effectively aid in water disaster rescues and provide basic life-saving assistance. The training was provided by a team of instructors from Phuket's own Life Saving Thailand school. The school is accredited by the Ministry of Education. They teach and provide knowledge about water safety, both in swimming pools and natural water sources. The training follows American expat James Everett Du Bois being pulled out to sea by a strong rip current at Naihar Beach last Sunday, June 9th. His body was found washed ashore the next day. For more, visit thephuket.news.com. Thanks so much for joining us here on this edition of Phuket Extra, brought to you by pbcphuket.com. We'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
Phuket's rapid modernization has made it one of the world's premier holiday destinations. Investors can still buy quality condominiums for as low as $75,000 and luxury properties can go all the way up to 20 million. Condominiums in Phuket are a safe, secure bricks and mortar investment offering foreigners freehold ownership. Call or email Thai Residential, Phuket's #1 trusted real estate advisor, to find your perfect Phuket property.